Good morning and welcome to the ASX at Breakfast show. I'm Rose Jacobs, reporting live from Kalkine TV studio here in Sydney. Australian shares are expected to open higher on the last day of the week ahead of the release of the Reserve Bank of Australia's latest monetary policy statement at 11:30 a.m. The domestic market is set to finish the week slightly higher despite mixed overnight closing on Wall Street. On the other hand, domestic technology stocks are likely to follow their foreign peers' rise, while mining shares may weigh the benchmark on softer commodity prices. The latest SBI futures indicate that the ASX 200 may open 10 points or 0.15% higher for today. The benchmark index dropped 1 point to 6,974.9 points. Minrex Resources advises that the non-executive director, James Pearce, has tendered his resignation effective from today. Mr. Pearce has been a valued member of the board since July 2020 and has overseen the company transition and growth into an emergent battery and metals explorer with high-quality lithium, tin, tantalum assets in the Pilbara, Western Australia, and a highly prospective portfolio of gold, silver, copper assets and other metals in the Lachlan Fold belt of New South Wales. Incannex Healthcare Limited also advises that it has finalised the acquisition of APIRX Pharmaceuticals. Incannex Healthcare Limited is a clinical stage pharmaceutical company developing unique medicinal cannabinoid pharmaceuticals and psychedelic medical therapies for unmet medical needs. Now it's time for a very short break, but stay tuned for more news set to affect the trading day.
Tune in to get the latest information.
Whether it's about market movements or the currency graph,
sectoral coverage or industry news.
we cover it all on our news segments.
Be on top of the latest news
with Kalkine TV.
Welcome back to the ASX at Breakfast report. Now looking at the global markets. In the US, the Dow Jones fell 0.26%, the S&P 500 dropped 0.078%, and the Nasdaq ended 0.41% higher. The monthly US non-farm payrolls data is awaited on Friday for clues on whether the tight labour market will continue to boost wages. In Europe, the Stoxx 50 rose 0.6%, FTSE surged 0.03%, the CAC gained 0.6% and the DAX ended 0.6% higher. Britain's FTSE 100 stock index was little changed. Meanwhile, the Bank of England announced a massive half-point rise in interest rates to bond yields, and the 2-year Treasury yield fell to 3.0366%, while the 10-year yield dropped to 2.6846%. Oil prices on Thursday fell to multi-month lows on concerns of a slowdown in demand after an increase in US crude and gasoline inventories. The Brent crude futures settled down at US $94.12, the lowest close since the 18th of February 2022. WTI crude futures settled down US $88.54 and the lowest close since the 2nd of February. Gold prices rebounded on Thursday, underpinned by a retreat in the US dollar and Treasury yields as investors closely tracked US-China tensions. Spot gold rose 1.5% to a one-month high of US $1,794.79 an ounce. 3-month copper on the London Metal Exchange rose 0.7% to US $7,729 a tonne by 16:15 or 4:15 GMT. After earlier trading in the red following 3 sessions of losses. And meanwhile, Bitcoin eased 1.3% to US $22,536. Well, that's all for our morning Outlook report here on Kalkine TV. Have a great day trading and stay tuned for more market updates and economic news live throughout the day. I'm Rose Jacobs. Thank you for joining me.